Hey guys, Epic Blogman here. I wanted to make this video discussing and sharing my thoughts about the Tekken series. Since Tekken 7 came out recently, I've been wanting to make a video discussing the series. I think it was either Tekken 2 or Tekken 3 I got into, and then it was Tekken Tag Tournament 1. I can say that Tekken is the only fighting game series I actually thoroughly enjoy. It was the only one I could actually get into. Now, I haven't actually followed the story of Tekken. I was more focused on the gameplay back in the day, but now I find myself reading the story and the lore because of Tekken 7 supposedly being the end of the whole story. The character designs are really, really good. Like, these characters have been standing out since the very first Tekken. Tekken 1, 2, and 3, they had this late 90s feeling vibe for the characters. Over time, this changed because they wanted to add in new characters, and they also wanted to keep it fresh with the times, but also make even more interesting designs. So, I have been a Lee main since Tekken 2, and I've also been a Jin and Hwoarang main since Tekken 3 and Tag Tournament 1. But I've also used Martial Law a lot, and Forest Law. I'm not really a big fan of the newer characters, but I understand that they have to keep it fresh. I like maybe 4 of the 3 newer characters, and one of them is Lily, actually. I've actually been using Lily more. I'm more of a big fan of the main cast, like Tekken 1 to 4. It's kind of hard getting adjusted to the newer characters. Oh man, the gameplay of this game, though. That's the reason why I love Tekken so much. I love how fluent the animations are, and I love how everything just flows into each other. I also like how just the graphics evolved over time, the characters evolved over time, the gameplay evolved over time. It got better, actually. I mean, they started adding sidestepping, they added these wall stages, they added, like, the crazy juggles and the crazy tag team, like, slam throws that they do in Tekken Tag 2. I like the crazy unblockable attacks, the command throws, the blocking. I think this was actually one of the first games that had like this neutral guard thing where if you didn't do anything, it would block automatically. It didn't happen until like Tekken 2, I think. There's just so much to talk about, but I think the craziest thing is actually trying to learn at least one character, because some of these characters have so many moves in their movesets. And then you add on the fact that there's like 38 or like 50 plus characters, and pro Tekken players even said that it could take you months or even years to master one character. And people are still discovering new combos and juggles every day. It's just crazy. Now, my favorite part about the game too is also the music and the sound design. The sound design is very well done, especially in the newer Tekkens. You can feel the power in the punches, the kicks, the blocking, or the submission moves. And, the interface sounds, the menu sounds, the other little small sound effects are really good. The voice acting is also pretty decent as well when it is present. Tekken's music has evolved over a decade. I think my favorite composers for the OSTs are Keiichi Okabe, who's most famously known for composing the Nier OST, and I also like Nobuyushi Sano. Tekken 1 and 2's music had this 90s ambient music vibe, which I really liked, and it really set the atmosphere to the game in my opinion. Tekken 3 and Tag 1's music adds to this, and it becomes like this 1999 to like early 2000s dark ambient upbeat techno, but it's actually hard to classify other than just video game music. Tekken 4 was one of the darkest Tekkens, in my opinion. The series had, again, a dark ambient vibe, but the whole Tekken 4 was weird. It really just felt dark and somber, especially with the OST, but just the whole vibe of the atmosphere was really dark, and the stories especially too. For example, 2 of my favorite tracks on Tekken 4 are Fear and Authentic Sky. Now, Tekken 5's music, it's okay. I didn't really pay attention to it. Same thing with Tekken 6's music. Tekken Tag 2 had a lot of EDM and dubstep. I'm not really a fan of those genres, but I did like Okabe's electronic orchestral hybrid tracks. like for example Fantastic Theater or Mystic Force. Tekken 7's OST, in my opinion, I dislike it heavily. It's completely fine. If you like the OST, that's completely fine, but in my opinion, I cannot stand Tekken 7's OST. In my personal opinion, it's not Tekken music, and it doesn't really capture the atmosphere or the vibe or anything. And the worst part is actually the fact that the constant buzzing sounds and these wub sounds, it really hurts my ears. Luckily, you can go use the jukebox, but on the PS4 version only. It's not on the PC version, at least from what I read online. Overall though, Tekken is a great fighting game series. I would highly recommend it to anybody. Personally, I would highly recommend trying out the older ones first, but if you just want to jump right into it, I recommend picking up Tekken 7 for PC or PS4. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video about me discussing the Tekken series, and I'll see you guys next time.